Have you ever gone for a run, feeling the rhythm of your footsteps against the pavement, the world around you fading into the background? For Vanessa Marcotte, this everyday activity became the beginning of a nightmare that would shake a community to its core. Today, we delve into the tragic disappearance of Vanessa Marcotte, a story marked by mystery, heartbreak, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Vanessa Marcotte was a 27-year-old marketing executive who lived in New York City. On the morning of August 7, 2016, she decided to take advantage of a rare visit to her mother's home in Princeton, Massachusetts, by going for a jog in the picturesque countryside. What should have been a peaceful run quickly turned into a harrowing ordeal. Vanessa had been a vibrant and energetic individual, described by friends and family as kind-hearted and dedicated. She was in the midst of planning her future and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. Her decision to jog that day was nothing out of the ordinary, but it would be her last. She worked at WordStream, a Boston internet marketing tool startup, after college. She then started working for Google in New York City as an account manager. Vanessa got the chance to see her mother and aunt, who resided in a tiny rural town in another state with a population of around 4,000, approximately once every 2 months. Being an only child in the family, her mother Rosanna looked forward to every encounter and was delighted when her daughter got a chance to see her on Sunday, August 7, 2016. Vanessa left her mother's home on Brook Station Road at about 1 p.m. to run before later that day she boarded the commuter bus back to New York. She knew the territory she was about to run over. Vanessa's mother called the police after many hours went by and Vanessa did not show. Police started a search right away and looked over the region Vanessa's path roughly traversed first. 20 minutes after the sun had set, a police canine followed a scent that led the search party to thick brush about 60 yards from the road and less than 1 mile from Rosanna Marcotte's house. There was found the corpse of a lady. Fast recognized, the victim revealed out to be Vanessa Marcotte. Detectives were convinced from a first look at the corpse that Vanessa's death was criminal in character. Her corpse was stripped of clothing, and burned scars on her hands, legs, and face clearly where the body was discovered. Quite remote, the road and the trees on each side abound in absence of homes. Vanessa also missed her headphones and mobile phone. Although police checked the whole surrounding region in great detail, they couldn't locate any of these objects. Investigators think the offender deliberately took them as he may have left traces of his DNA on them. On the grass beside the deceased, a shoe with fire traces was laying. Other places also yielded traces of fire. Detectives came to the conclusion that the offender tried to erase any DNA evidence by using gasoline. Strangulation turned out to be Vanessa's cause of death, according to forensic investigators. She battled for her life, and DNA from an unidentified individual turned up beneath her fingernails. The fact Vanessa's garments had been made the crime's motivation obvious. In a nutshell, the medical examiners discovered signs of male interaction the DNA samples were examined for, but neither the local nor national databases for the little town of Princeton, with a population of fewer than 4,000, had any matches for this kind of crime. Quite rare, and so startled the whole local community. Authorities urged Princeton residents and those in the nearby regions to be alert and careful. Anybody who saw anything unusual should forward it to the Massachusetts State Hotline or the Princeton Police Department. Investigators claim that Vanessa's killer probably lived in or visited Princeton, most likely knowing the region well. Detectives also thought Vanessa Marcotte's paths happened by chance, and she did not know the offender. Law officials once again asked the public for assistance in the interim. Last observed strolling and conversing on her mobile phone. An eyewitness eventually claimed seeing Vanessa stop outside a nearby convenience shop for a sip of water about 1 p.m. on August 7th. From the moment Vanessa was spotted leave the business, investigators think the assault on her happened 2 hours later. Her phone was switched off at 2:11 p.m. and has not been turned on since. Police personnel were searching the area where the corpse was discovered and gathering and verifying several hints, many times as well as the surrounding environment, yet it was not producing the intended outcomes. The cops got further information regarding the matter just 3 months later. According to a fresh witness, he had spotted twice a dark-colored Ford SUV stopped on the curb close to Vanessa's corpse on August 7th. Found outdoors, the hood raised. Looking Hispanic, the driver was a male between the ages of 25 and 35. More than 6 months after Vanessa's murder, on February 23, 2017, Worcester County District Attorney Joseph Early Jr. revealed more information of the inquiry, including DNA recovered. The suspect was thought to be a Hispanic man with athletic build, medium height, and short or shaved hair based on DNA evidence and witness testimony. He fell between the ages of 20 and 30. One also thought, on the day of the incident, the suspect likely possessed or had access to a dark-colored SUV. Thus, he must have received obvious upper body injuries within days of the assault. About 3 weeks later, a Worcester County police officer on street patrol came into a guy fitting the description of the suspected. This guy was operating a car much like the one Vanessa Marcotte died in. The police officer rapidly wrote down the vehicle plate number on his palm. Angelo colon-ortiz, 31, was that guy. Born Puerto Rican and without a criminal record, Ortiz married with 3 children and spent less than a year in Worcester. He was employed by FedEx under a third-party contractor. Besides, he cannot remember if he was at Princeton on Vanessa's assault day. He consented to supply a sample of his DNA and signed paperwork attesting to his agreement to have it analyzed. The lab ran the test and concluded that Ortiz's DNA matched that discovered beneath Vanessa Marcotte's fingernails on April 15, 2017. 3 days later, the individual was charged and taken into custody. Prosecutors claim Ortiz purchased $5 worth of gasoline from a shop 6 miles from the murder site on the day it occurred, and that 2:35 p.m. was the purchase's time. Vanessa was dead by then. Hence, the guy went back to attempt to remove the evidence by placing his DNA on Vanessa's corpse. In the search for justice, the arrest of a suspect often brings both relief and uncertainty. In the case of Vanessa Marcotte, the arrest of Angelo colon-ortiz marked a pivotal moment in the investigation. Today, we'll explore the details of Ortiz's arrest and the significance of this development in the pursuit of justice. Don't miss out on our future videos. Subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you're always updated with our latest content. We have more in-depth stories and true crime investigations coming your way. On August 22, 2016, just over 2 weeks after Vanessa's body was discovered, Angelo colon-ortiz was arrested. The arrest took place in Worcester, where Ortiz was taken into custody without incident. The news of his arrest brought a sense of relief to Vanessa's family and the community, who had been anxiously awaiting answers. Following his arrest, Ortiz faced numerous charges related to Vanessa's murder. The evidence against him was substantial, and the authorities were confident in their case. Ortiz's arrest marked a significant step towards achieving justice for Vanessa and holding the perpetrator accountable. The arrest of Angelo colon-ortiz also drew widespread media attention. The case had captivated the public, and the identification and capture of a suspect brought renewed interest and scrutiny. The media coverage highlighted the ongoing legal process and the efforts of law enforcement in seeking justice. For Vanessa's family, Ortiz's arrest was both a relief and a source of anxiety. While they were hopeful that justice would be served, the legal process ahead was still daunting. The arrest was a crucial step, but the journey to a conviction and sentencing was yet to come. This man will now be in a place where he can't hurt anyone else like the way he hurt Vanessa. The Marcotte family expressed their gratitude and satisfaction that the legal process has achieved their long-held wish in a statement. Following his arrest on August 22, 2016, Angelo colon-ortiz faced a series of legal proceedings that would determine his fate. The trial was a highly anticipated event, as it would provide a platform for the evidence to be presented and for justice to be pursued for Vanessa Marcotte. The trial began in 2017, and the courtroom was filled with tension and emotion. Vanessa's family and friends attended the proceedings, seeking answers and closure. The case against Ortiz was built on a foundation of compelling evidence, including the DNA match and forensic findings. During the trial, prosecutors presented a detailed account of the crime, outlining the evidence that linked Ortiz to Vanessa's murder. They provided testimony from forensic experts, law enforcement officials, and witnesses who could shed light on the events leading up to the crime. The defense, on the other hand, sought to challenge the prosecution's case. They argued various points, attempting to cast doubt on the evidence and the credibility of the witnesses. The trial was a rigorous process, with both sides presenting their arguments and evidence to the court. One of the key moments in the trial was the presentation of the forensic evidence. The DNA match, combined with other physical evidence, was a significant factor in building the prosecution's case. The testimony from forensic experts helped to clarify the scientific details and underscore the strength of the evidence. In Worcester, Massachusetts, October 26, 2022, Angelo colon-ortiz entered a guilty plea to the murder charge against Vanessa Marcotte. In an interview, the Marcotte family expressed their gratitude and satisfaction that the judicial process...
Having to endure this for so long is really what led him to his death, and I know that he's with us today and that he's happy that he's finally, behind bars, but it's just took too much.
That the guy in question would be incarcerated and unable to inflict the same harm on others that he did to Vanessa. As we reflect on the impact of Vanessa Marcotte's death on her family, we recognize the strength and resilience they have demonstrated. Their journey is a testament to the enduring love and dedication they have for Vanessa, and their efforts to seek justice and honor her memory continue to inspire. Thank you for joining us as we explore the impact on Vanessa Marcotte's family. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this story and the ongoing efforts to support Vanessa's legacy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more true crime stories.